Te presentamos una nueva locura de Telepizza, porque hay que estar loco para ofrecerte una pizza mediana por solo 4,95. Aprovechate de los martes locos. Telepizza. El secreto está en la masa.
No, I released a list. I thought it would help you with having the squad early. As I said last week, sometimes it can be difficult to give it out. This week it's easy to give you a squad. So I thought it would help you. But we have some players who are returning from injury: Carlos Martinez, Zurutuza, Mikel Gonzalez. Everybody has trained this week. The only player who's missed training is Carlos Vela, and he's done quite a lot of training also, but not with the team, just one day with the team. So we've nearly got a full squad to pick from, but some of them are not quite ready yet with practice yet, need some more training. It's very disappointing that we are talking about not winning away from home. But it will change. It will change. I have no doubt it will change. And if it doesn't change now, it will change. And when we do change, it will be hopefully at the good time. We need to make sure we try and win at Getafe. If we can win at Getafe, we can win it against Cordoba. We can put ourselves in a really strong position to try and finish 8th in the league. If we don't win it at Getafe, or we don't beat Cordoba, maybe we can't. But I do think that winning away from home, we have to try and do it, get it done. Not be talking about it as we do all the time. But you people know better than me, but I don't think it's just 1 year. I think there's been other years where we've not won very often away from home. So it's not just this year's terrible, but I think that there's been other seasons where it's been a little bit better, but not much better. Well, I don't think it's a good thing when football clubs continually change their managers or their coaches here. I think that can only cause instability. So I think that if you're a football club who continually look to change, I don't think it's good for the club. But Getafe have had a very good record in La Liga. With a small budget, they've always done a great job in staying in the league. So they have to get a lot of credit for that. But my philosophy, my belief, is that the best football clubs keep their managers for longer periods. They're allowed to grow the football club. The coaches get allowed to have an influence. And that's why, for me, my opinion is it's always better for clubs to try and stay with their coaches and support them. We might do, but I'm sure you'll understand. I couldn't tell you because then obviously the information would get to Getafe. So we have to keep our tactics, our observations private within here. But we have to consider finding new ways of winning. But we also have to consider that we've won 2 out of 3 games as well. So there's both of those things we have to consider. Well, I think if we can win the next 2 games, then I think we have a possibility. But that means winning away from home, first of all, which is something which we've not done. We've already discussed, we haven't done it for 1 year. But if we can, and our home form is good, then we have to see how we go after the next 2 games. I believe the next 2 games will help decide whether we have a chance of finishing 8th or whether we will be below that. Yes, of course we have to look forward. And I'm looking at the next 2 games. I'm looking at next season. So I'm already preparing myself for the next part of the job. But always the most important thing in football is the next game. The next game is always the most important thing. And next game is Getafe. And as we have spoken previous about, the quicker we get a victory away from home, maybe we can stop talking about it quite so much, but we have to do it. So we have to start with that. But of course, we're looking at the games ahead. Of course, we're looking to see what we can do in the future. But I do think that the next couple of games could have an influence on what league position we finish in. I hope I understood your question. I hope I got all the question. You got that? Yeah. I think that the players do have an objective here. I think if we can win in Getafe and beat Cordoba, I think we can push for 8th position. So I think, first of all, we have to try and do that. I think the players have got a job now to show me that we're now beginning in our mind to prepare for next season. And I want to see what the players can do, what they can offer, what they can bring me. Because we want to improve, we want to get better. So I really do hope that we can keep the players motivated right to the end. If not, then I have a fully fit squad. We should have most of the squad available within the next week or so. And when we get that, then if players show me they're not performing, then we've got other players to come into the team. I hope so. Also, we went to Valencia with no Josiba and no Chori from our last away game. So we've had a period of some injuries. I think Valencia was probably the most difficult period with injuries. But this is where the likes of Aritz, Pablo, Eniko, all have to try and step up. And when the opportunity comes, they have to be ready. They're young players. I think they have good futures ahead of them. And they have to be ready. Aritz has done very well. He's had to play in some very difficult games. Pablo has been with the first team most of the season. Alain and Eniko have just had small parts. So we want to, if the opportunity arises, we'd like to give them opportunities. But they have a squad. They have to play very well and show well in training, because as you now say, the likes of Zuratutha, Mikel Gonzalez, Carlos Vela, Carlos Martinez, all are returning from injury now. So it makes it much harder for the younger players. So they have to show well in the B team. They have to show well in the training. But I've always said, one of the things I've always done is promote young players, play young players. Wayne Rooney, Adnan Januzaj, Victor Amachibe, James Vaughan, Ross Barkley, all of the young players. If they show me enough, I'll put them in the team. And at the moment, Eniko deserves to be with the first team because his training's been very, very good. No, we've not talked with the players about it. It's up to the players to show me what they can do and to show the public what they can do every game. And I think some of the performances have improved. I think we've passed the ball better. We have made some more chances, not at Valencia in the last away game, but I think in exception of that game, I think most of the other games we've done a little better. Seville, we had a great result. We won at Espanyol. So we've had some promising performances. I think the players are doing well. I can only say that their training has been very, very good. Their commitment and what I see daily in training is very committed players. They're all working on the field, but they're also now working very hard in the gym as well, the players. I think we saw a physically stronger team in the last 20 minutes against Espanyol than we have done maybe at any other time this season. But that needs to be in every game. It needs to be all the games, not just one. And we're hoping that we get to see that more often between now and the end of the season. There's a possibility, but I think we have to make sure we have Carlos Vela ready, fit. I must say he showed great determination in his training this week. He's getting back in good condition, running hard, working with the ball. But I want to make sure Carlos Vela is right when he comes back. So there is a chance next week. If his training goes well and he joins the players and he has a full week's training, then there's a chance he can be considered. But at the moment, it's still a doubt. It's still not definite. Maybe a doubt for next week. And also, after that, we have 2 weeks before with the international break. So it may give him a longer period to be ready for that period after. Well, I think Imanol's done a very good job for the team. Many of the questions when Carlos Vela got injured was who would score the goals? You were asking me, can we win without Carlos Vela? Well, we can win without Carlos Vela. And I think Imanol Agrekshi has, he had a period he scored 3 goals in 3 games, were really important for us. I think he's been good for the team. He's tried to be a team player with his effort and his commitment. So I think he's done well, but he's got big pressure. Alfred Finnbogason, Carlos Vela, nearly close to being fit. So like all the players, I want the players to have competition for their place. And if they don't play well, then we'll put other people in the team. But I think Imanol has done a really good job in the last couple of months, done very well. John has done a great job. He's done very, very well. Defensively, we've been most of the time quite good. We've kept ourselves quite strong, and John's played a big part. But we probably won't discuss contracts till nearer the end of the season. We'll wait. We'll wait to see how we are in the league. We'll wait to see what league position we're in. And also we'll, as I said earlier, it will give the players that opportunity to show exactly what they can do. But I must say, John's done a very good job since he's been in the team. He deserves to be with the first team. He's trained very well with the first team. He's shown a great attitude, technically a very gifted player. But it's difficult to give players of his type sometimes minutes on the field. If it had been possible, I'd have liked to have had him some minutes against Espanyol, if the game had gone the way if we had been in a better position. But he's doing well. The boy's played well. I think he can help us. I think he can keep the ball well. He's a good footballer. And I want to keep him involved in the squad. He deserves so, with his training and his attitude. Like we've already used the Reeds, Alain. We've tried to use some of the boys from Sanse to give them opportunities to let them train with us. And when you've had injuries in the squad, it's much easier to introduce some of the young players. So they have to now stay in the squad in merit because we have nearly a fully fit squad. So Aritz, Alain, Nico, Pablo, all have to train really well when they're with the first team now because we have near enough a fully fit squad again. Well, I think the supporters have been fantastic. I think the atmosphere at the ground's been very good. Everywhere I go in San Sebastian, everybody, I say, suerte, coach. You know, they're always very positive, the supporters. Of course, I want the stadium full, but we have to give them a team. We have to give the supporters a team that can be exciting, can be pushing near the top of the league, like 1 year ago, 2 years ago, like the teams who qualify for the Champions League, last year Europa League. So we have to try and get back to that standard, that level. I believe if we do it, people will come and watch the football. And they should support their team, support their city. And all the supporters I've met at the moment have been very positive. And I look forward to having the stadium full in the future.